single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hey everyone, it's me, Little Frenchie, and today we're going to be doing a crystal painting with the galaxy background. I think for this painting we're going to do a blue one, as that's what my daughter requested, and she's pretty awesome. So let's get started. So I usually have this little circle thing that's part of what, for my water container for my travel kit, but you can get a cup or anything else that's a circle, and just go ahead and take a pencil and lightly go around your circle. There we go, we have a circle. Now what I like to do is I like to pencil in my crystals. Now you could just literally do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be exact. That's what's really fun about this painting, is it doesn't have to be perfect. So what I'm going to go in here and I'm going to start with my first crystal, and I am just going to make like a house shape, you know, like triangle. And then I'm going to put in 2 lines on top of the triangle, and I'm going to have them connect to the corners here, and then 1 straight one in between, and draw another straight line through here. Now as you go along, you just keep building on to the crystals until you get what you want for your painting. So for this one, I'm just going to go with it until I'm happy. I'm going to keep building my crystals. And they don't have to be exact shape. They can be whatever you're feeling. But do you see, I hope you see what I'm doing here. And then I put another straight one down. I'm going to put another one over here. Now you can put them wherever you want. That's what makes this painting unique for you. And while you're painting it, and as you can see, I've practiced this painting several times, so it makes it a little bit easier for me to do these. But once you've done it a few times, you'll kind of know how you want it. So I'm just building layers of crystals. Now they don't all have to be triangle. You can make some square, whatever you want. But this is just a reference. And then later on, I'm going to go over them with a white gel pen, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do first, and normally I don't like to go this dark when it comes to my paintings. I feel like it's a little bit too dark. But this is for you to see in the video, so go as light as you need to. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to wet this down. Just the crystal parts. You see my pencil's kind of picking up the lead, is pushing it, making it a little bit darker. I don't know if you could see that, but it is. And I'm going to go in here and make it completely wet. And just... And this is the fun part. So you pick whatever color you want your crystals to be. I'm doing blue. I'm starting with my lightest blue, and I'm just going in and dabbing it all around. You know, I like to dab, and I'm not talking about the dance. And just push it. Push the paint around. You can see how it's very wet on wet. And if it's got to push it up more to get all the corners and the edges. I mean, this is the fun part. This is where now I'm going to try another blue. As you can see, I've got lots of different blues here. And I'm just going to dab it, get some more water, dab. Now you could do whatever color you want. Whatever makes you happy. You could do a whole set of colors in these. Then I'm going to go in and rinse off my brush, and I'm going to do a little Phaltho. So far I've done Cobalt and I've done Ultramarine. Now the Phaltho is really like, whoa. I'm just going to go in here and put a few dabs here and there. And I just want to make sure that it's getting everywhere. So there's my Phaltho. I want to go in and put some more cobalt because I just want to, and I can. And you can see, so this cobalt that I have is a different brand, and it's actually honey based. So it actually does a little bit different than the Daniel Smith. And so I actually like Daniel Smith better because of that. But I'm going to go in here and add some more. And then this is where we're going to let it dry. So instead of you watching my paint dry, I'm going to go in here and use this. And so I'm going to pause it, and then you'll see it once it's dry. Alright, I'm back. I had to go in there. I had a lot of paint on there and kind of push it around. So it kind of didn't get that feel I wanted just because I put a little bit too much paint in there. So I might just do a little bit more here and there. But I'm going to make sure I don't touch the edges. Because what we're going to do is going to put the darker color next. You can see how it just kind of pushed out down here. And that's okay. But if you let it dry naturally, it'll be better. I got it a little bit too wet. That's okay. You live and learn. So here is my black. This is my ultramarine. And so I'm going to go in here and I put a little bit on the edge here so I can pull it. And it used to have a lot more, but I use black a lot in my paintings, ironically. And I don't like to use black paint. I just want to make my own black. And so that's what I do. So I come in here and I pull my blue, and then I pull my brown until I actually get the hue I want with the saturation that I want. And so I just keep pulling and pulling the paint with the water that's in there. You can see how you just keep going and going. So now it's too brown for me because this is a blue crystal. And then I'm going to just keep going in and pulling in more and more until it gets to the hue I want. So you see how I keep pulling and pulling the paint? You can see how it's going. Alright. And I feel like it's a little bit too brown, so I just too blue, bring in some more brown. And you see you get this nice black. And I just keep it in this pan because I do use a lot of black for stuff. And if I ever want to have a different hue, I'll pull it in from my pan. But I'm going to go in here and just start laying in the black. So your crystal should be dry. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go in here as close as you can to the lines. And you're going to do the background of the galaxy. Now I have the line for guides, and sometimes I'm not painting. I have a camera in front of me while I paint this, so it's kind of harder for me to see this way. And so then when I'm painting for pleasure at my desk or my table, so it's harder for me to see everything, and I'm trying to make it where you can see what I'm doing without getting in your way. And then this is kind of fun, just so you know, when you're doing galaxy paintings, you're going to do like a black background, and you're going to layer it up to get that nice dark starry night. So usually I'll put 2 or 3 layers of black, but sometimes when I do this, as you can see, do this background, and it looks really great because we got to put more layers in, sometimes I'll pull from whatever color I want. So like I'm going to take my Ultramarine Blue up here, and I'm going to kind of put it in there to the sky, and mix it in. And then as it dries, I'm going to add more and more layers. So I'm going to dry this real quick. And it doesn't have to be perfectly dry. You want it just mostly dry. You can see, and now I'm going to add in some more black. So I'm pulling some more of my color, and you just keep, oops, I got a little paint right there. That's all right. You're just going to keep adding more and more layers, and you can kind of see that undertone. You just want to get as close as you can to the crystals, and the best part is we're going to use the white gel pen on all the edges, so if you're not perfect, it'll help hide any mistakes you might make, if you make them. You might be awesome and not make any because you're more careful and able to see your painting better than me. Alright. So you can kind of see that blue poking through. And you can do it with any color. So as you're doing galaxy paintings, like I'm just going to do some funsy stuff here, right? So you don't have to do this. Don't. But you could put some, you put a little bit of red in there into the sky. And then when you layer it, it's just going to have that, just a tiny bit of that color in there. And it's fantastic. It's beautiful. So I'm going to dry it again, and we'll probably do one more layer. And then we'll work on finishing this up. This is a really quick video, and mine isn't perfect. But you can take your time. It's really hard for me because of the camera and everything right in front of me. So like, I'm right behind it, and it's like difficult, but you should be able to do this pretty easily. So I'm going to grab some more black, and if you have to make some more, make some more. I'm going to have to refill my pan today as it looks like it's getting weak on some colors. I'm going to go in, make some more. I'm going to, wherever I feel like it's not quite as dark as it needs to be, I'm going to add it. And what I like to do is I like to dab the paint on this background so it doesn't have like lines in the background, like whoop, like a line. I like to dab it instead. It makes that illusion of clouds. Even if it is black, there are still clouds in the sky at night. Sometimes you can see them, sometimes you can't. Alright, so there's my black. Now I'm going to dry this. And so you could dry yours. I'm going to get it really dry before we add anything else to it. Now you have two options here. So when we start adding in these lines, your options are you can either do them with a white paint or you can do them with a gel pen. My preference, honestly, is the gel pen. Now some people might say, oh, well then it's not a true watercolor. I'm not here to, like I say in all my videos, I am not here to win any awards. I'm here to paint, to relax, and I'm here to teach you how to paint, how to use it, and feel free. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to take my white, and I got this really long, and it's a rigger brush. So I'll see how like it's really, really long. And what it does is it helps you make, oops, got some white in my brown. I'll have to pick that up later. But what it helps you do is it makes, so you just practice, practice, practice over here. And you want to make sure you have enough white paint on here to do a line. As you can see, and I'll do one line, so I'll show you. So you could do it with the Chinese white, and that's what you're going to get, right? So it takes a little bit more of a steady hand then, and I'm gonna, look, you could just take some paper towel and pull it up. But I personally like the gel pen, and that's what I'm gonna do with this. So I can see the lines, and I hope you can too in this video. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go in here and follow all the lines I created. Now, so get the roller ball going in here. And I'm just going to go through all my lines. And I'm going to go over here. This is where, if you make mistakes, you put the roller ball on there. You know, it's like hard for me to see. There we go. Hopefully I didn't mess it up, and you out in internet world can see all my mistakes as I'm doing them because it's hard. You can see I got a little mistake right here. That's alright. See that mistake? I'm going to turn that into a sparkle. Just like Bob Ross always said. No mistakes, happy accidents. I really took that. And that should be your life motto. Sometimes things happen and you mess up and you learn. Go in. over here. No, I think it was actually down that way. Now I see what's going on. It's supposed to be black down there. That's all right. No one will ever suspect it. And if they do, well, good for them. There we go. And you see this one little... There we go. One little twinkle. Now, you have two options for stars. Personally, I like the splatter effect better than... These are all done with a gel pen. It gives you more control of what you're doing. But when you do the splatter, it makes it more realistic looking and not so controlled, which is something that I actually like in watercolor because I tend to be very type A personality and I like to be in control a lot. And so this is kind of fun for me. So what I'm going to do is I have a little mini toothbrush that I like to use, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pick up some water, and I'm just going to try to get as much paint as I can on here. I'm going to move my other paintings, and I'm going to take my thumb and drag it, right? So this is what's going to happen. And I'm going to try not to get it on any of my crystals, but if it does, that's kind of... As you learn to do this more, you'll have a little bit more control. So then there is your Starry Night versus this. You decide. You can also put paper over your crystals if you are worried about getting any white paint on there. And if you do get white paint like I did, what you could do is you could take your brush and put a little bit of water on there and just push it, right? Like push it out of there. So then it's gone. So it's not like that big of a deal. I didn't do this on my other paintings over here at lunchtime simply because I'm at work when I paint and I don't want paint splattering all over like at work. At home, they don't care quite as much. So now we're going to put in this background, as you can see here. And so if you do have the white splatter all over, this is a good way to fix that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take, clean my brush a little bit better. Go in here and take my just plain water, and I'm gonna just put it all around the edges here. And now that I'm looking, I see, oh, my circle is off and it's not perfect. And it's probably from just the angle that I'm painting. That's why it happened like that. And then I'm gonna take my blue and I'm just gonna it's gonna spread out. And as it dries, you can put in more defined lines of the color that you want. You can use, I like to use all of the blues that I use in my painting to surround it. And so now you don't have to do this background. You can, but you don't have to. I think you should have fun. I think you don't even have to do the same color background. I'm going to take a finer brush and I'm going to take some of my French Ultramarine and just do lines. So do you see how the Cobalt Blue is like this lighter, dipped in the Cobalt, oopsie, I don't want to do that. Ultramarine, you can just kind of zigzag it however you want. I mean, you could color it all in completely if you didn't want to have any of the white around. It's really up to you what you prefer to do. Just have fun with it. And then put some of my Phaltho in there. It's such a vibrant blue. And then a little bit more over here because my thing is off. And then you just dry it up and then you're done. So I hope you enjoyed this painting as I'm drying it, and I hope you can hear me okay. If you like my paintings, just make sure you subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and I would love to see for you to do a painting and see what you can do. Alright, happy painting everyone. Thanks for watching.